Hi everyone, I'm with Jasontyler today, and I'm going to be interviewing him with questions that you asked him through Twitter. What comes first in your songs, lyrics or instrumentals?
There's never really one set process. It varies from song to song. Sometimes I'll have an image that I want to try to convey, so I'll build the instrumentals around it, and then I'll put lyrics to it. Sometimes it all comes at once. It's just like the entire song pops into my head, and then it's kind of like dissecting it and putting it all together again. Sometimes a girl breaks my heart, so I want to write a song about it, and then I write the lyrics and change it from there. Yeah.
Is it hard to write a song, like the whole process of it?
The hardest part is actually finishing it, because you'll realize that no song is ever going to be perfect. So you have to reach this point where you're satisfied and then kind of abandon it in a sense. And the hardest part to me about writing a song is not getting started or putting it all together, it's just deciding when to finish it, I guess.
Do you have any tips on for people that are trying to write songs or getting started?
Don't force it. Like, it should be something that naturally, comes to you, and be genuine with it. That's usually what makes the best song, I think. Because people can pick up on when you're genuine about something. When you're doing something that you love doing, that you're having fun making, or that you're really feeling, you can feel the emotion in it, or you can feel the energy that went into it. That's my advice. Just be genuine with it.
Or what inspired you to do music?
Well, I had been writing songs since I was like 8, and I kind of just always knew. Like, I was born early 90s, so I kind of grew up with all like the boy bands and stuff, and I always imagined myself just performing. And then my cousins got me more into the bands that were coming out in the early 90s, early Green Day, Nirvana, so on and so forth. And I always knew that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in front of people on a stage, and over time it just kind of developed more and more and more.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen some of your videos of you like on stage, and your energy is just like so like out there. It is so awesome, and like I love seeing people like that, because honestly there are some people that I've seen that like they like performing, but they're not as like hype as like their music is, and
but I guess like off stage, I'm just as hyper and crazy. So when you get on stage, I always feel that you should be yourself on stage, but almost like amplify it. And so I guess I just amplify my energy too, which is a scary thing for anyone who's ever like been around me in person, I guess.
Who is your favorite musician and why?
Favorite musician. Do I have to pick one?
Doesn't have to be one.
I can't. Currently, I guess in like out there and doing stuff now, Adam Young is definitely one of them. I love his composition style, and his work as Port Blue as well. Some of the people that really inspired me as far as when I started learning guitar were Claudio Sanchez of Coheed and Cambria, Jade from AFI. I love Dallas Green. Then another one that has kind of helped me out a lot was Lights. I can go on a while with this. You might as well just stop me before I just ramble on. Let's see. I've had comments made, like, for electropop musician, that they hear stuff like Sonny Moore and Burt McCracken in my voice, or Adam from Taking Back Sunday, Derek Sanders, all these things. Middle school and high school is a lot of From First to Last, Be Used, Mayday Parade, Taking Back Sunday, Dashboard Confessional. I've always been into electronic music, but those years, as far as like when I was growing kind of as a songwriter and musician, I was really into stuff like that. So I guess vocally, those were the main influences as far as the vocals go. But I was brought up with stuff from the 80s because of my mom, like with Depeche Mode, The Cure, Flock of Seagulls, the list goes on. And then my dad was always into like club music, house music, dance music in general, because my dad was in his younger years was a club hopper.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
If you meet him now, you would never think it. But so I was raised on a lot of that kind of music, and it just kind of always found its way into my life, no matter what I was listening to, no matter what kind of band I was in. When I was in pop punk bands, I was trying to add in a bunch of dance elements and electronic elements. And then of course, like 2 years later, it got really popular with stuff like Forever the Sickest Kids and so on. And I was pissed because I wasn't in on that, but it happens. I didn't have the means, I guess, at the time, and now I'm doing this, and I feel more at home with this kind of music. I still do all the other genres from time to time, and I want to one day just record and release it for the hell of it. But as far as like where I feel at home, it's the electro pop stuff.
How do you feel being called like the male version of Lights?
It's
because I hear that a lot.
I mean, she was like a pretty big influence on it, and I guess the videos and pictures and everything only feed it more. I mean, I think she's great, so I'm not going to take it as like an insult or anything, but I'm hoping that at some point I can be looked at as like my own entity. But, she's great, so it was kind of bound to happen given, like I said, all the videos and everything and the sound that I have. I mean, it was bound to happen. And I'll get the messages too about it, like, oh, you remind me of her. Or, I remember when the whole electropop thing was first starting to go up, it was like her and Owl City.
Yeah.
And they were the ones that were always being compared. But then I guess I came into play and people realized how different the two of them were. And now I'm the one who gets compared to her. But, I'm hoping I can be looked at as my own entity at some point.
No, man. Do you have any plans to tour, and do you have an idea when?
I do have plans. I am trying to do at least like the Southeast, maybe the East Coast. It's not going to be too long of a tour, probably like a week or two in the winter. I'm trying. We're trying to figure it all out. And I was asked to fly over to the UK next summer for a tour over there. We're still working everything, so nothing's set in stone yet. There haven't been any dates actually scheduled, but everything is kind of like in its infancy, I guess. We're trying to run everything and make it happen.
That's really awesome. What's your ultimate goal to achieve with your music?
As like level of fame, or my ultimate, okay, let me just answer how I'm perceiving it. My ultimate goal is basically just, I went through a lot of, self-esteem issues and depression, suicide attempts, and so on. And through all that, I always felt really alone, and I couldn't find it in me to let people in to help me out. So I kind of had to crawl out of that rut on my own, and kind of in all of that darkness become my own light. So my ultimate goal with music is just to try to reach out to as many people as I can, try to save lives, make people feel less alone, and even if it's just they smile for the 3-4 minutes that they're listening to one of my songs, at least something, and knowing that no matter what struggle they're going through, they're not alone in it. And then as far as the career itself goes, I want to be able to make my living off of touring, and then once I'm ready to settle down and have a family, start composing music for movies and become a producer, maybe on my own label. I don't know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what goes.
About the whole thing with the depression, I was actually feeling low a few days ago, and I tweeted you that I was listening to Your Heart Is My Ocean, and I woke up listening to that, and like my mood instantly just like went away.
Thank you. That's the goal.
Also, you recently moved. How much has that affected your musical career?
It's been great, actually. There's this booking agency that's been hitting me up for a lot of shows up there, I've been working at these events called Raw. It's Raw Artists, Natural Born Artists. It's an international organization where it's just a showcase for all these artists and kind of in the underground. And I've been using that to network myself. I've been meeting bands, DJs, photographers, so on and so forth. So that's been great. I found out there's actually a Raw in Miami. So, fun fact, anyone, look up Raw. There's probably one in your area. Then, so I've been playing a lot more shows, and the reception has been actually a lot better, sadly, than my hometown, which kind of sucks. But I moved, and then people from like Miami were hitting me up like for EDM radio and all these other things. So it took me moving to gain a little more support, but yeah, it's a long road. I mean, I know my sound, it's growing, but it's still not necessarily like the thing. So I know it's gonna be a struggle, but I'm fighting through it. Plus, like, you know, being in a new area, there's new inspiration, and you know, the first week that I was up there, my roommate hadn't moved up, and you know, my roommate's one of my best friends. And my roommate hadn't moved up yet, so I was like completely alone in a city where I only needed maybe 2 or 3 people, and that's actually when I did Your Heart Is My Ocean and a few other songs, just kind of like as my escape. And it's new struggles, you know, on my own, working to pay for everything. And I've grown as a person, so my music is growing. Yeah. Life experiences. Life experiences.
Okay, now for some fun questions.
Let's do this. What do you got for me?
If you could get anyone's face tattooed onto your face, whose would it be?
I don't know. I like being who I am, so if it has to be somebody else's face, I get told that I look like Jesus a lot. So maybe I'll get like Jesus tattooed on me and people won't tell the difference.
Especially when you had your hair.
You know, yeah, definitely the hair. Or maybe like Sephiroth or Legolas. I want to be, but I have to have like the matching ears when I do Legolas and the hair again.
Okay. Would you rather rape a penguin or be raped by a penguin?
That's horrible. I guess I'd rather be raped by the penguin only because if I rape the penguin,
You would probably kill it.
then knowingly going into bestiality by choice, and that doesn't make me feel good. So I'd rather be raped and feel like I didn't have a choice. I just said I'd rather be raped.
What's the craziest thing you've done on stage?
Craziest thing. I might have to go with one of the Manchester shows. During our final breakdown, I took the bass, I chucked it across the stage. I ran, I dove, and I basically just started headbanging on the strings to the breakdown. Yeah, that was an experience.
Who did you see at Warped Tour?
I saw We Are the In Crowd, Tonight Alive, Bless the Fall, Sleeping with Sirens, Newfound Glory, Yellow Card, and Taking Back Sunday. Could not miss them. Taking Back Sunday kind of shaped me through middle school and early high school. What else? I Fight Dragons. They're Gonna Kill Me. It's a band I had just met. I want to say Silver Comet. They're Gonna Kill Me if I got that wrong. I feel like I should ask somebody right now. You know what? I saw some of Memphis Mayfire. Yeah, just ask another question. Cause I didn't really see too much. I was busy a lot at the time.
You hung out with Bless the Fall. How did that go?
It was fun. Bo is a very nice person. A very nice person indeed. So he's a good guy. It was a good time. We had our jokes, we had our laughs, and
how did it feel? Because I remember you tweeted something that someone had mistaken you for one of the band members.
It wasn't just someone. It was like a group of 15 girls.
Oh,
it was
goodness.
hilarious. We were putting down the tent, and like this group of girls ran over to us and was like, trying to ask us like high fives and hugs and pictures and like telling us like how great we were and everything. And like they hugged me and she's like, oh, do you know when you guys are coming back? And I was like, I have no idea. And Bo and I just played along with it though. And when they left, Bo asked me, he was like, so is I think they thought you were part of the band. And I was like, you know, I think you're right. And it was really, really funny. They clearly did not know the band too well because I don't look like anyone in that band.
Who do you want to thank specifically for supporting you?
Well, you, because we're doing this interview.
Thank you.
I'm gonna feel bad like mentioning some names, and I think this is like one of those moments when like you'll see people making like their Grammy acceptance or something. They're like, oh, like I don't want to forget any names, so I made a list. Well, there's people that have been supporting me since I want to say 2007 or 2008, who have really been there since the start. When they were little, like acoustic recordings on a desktop mic. Those I want to thank. To name a few, there's like Chantel, Fernando, Megan, Jenna, Johnny. This sucks. I should have had a list.
Should have warned you about this one.
You really should have. This sucks. I'm gonna have to tweet saying any names that I forgot in this interview. I apologize. No, there's a lot. Like I've been really fortunate to have people that really backed me up for a long time, and then everyone basically like in the Lights army. Like I remember when I found Lights like my freshman year of high school, I was like, oh, she's cool, she's pretty, but no one really knows who she is. And then I find this entire like online world like that is just crazy over her, and I was like, all right. And I met like one person. She kind of introduced me to everyone, and I made it known I was a musician. Marketing strategy, judge me if you will, but they were all so supportive. And I met now like kind of like a partner, Javik from Vancouver, who we do a lot of work together. We'll send tracks back and forth. We collaborate a lot. I've met some kind of like musicians that I really hope to work with, and photographers, and so many artistic people. Then Katrina, wow, I can say Katrina, holy crap, don't kill me, from California, who was playing me on her college radio station for a while. So I definitely want to thank her, and Lights herself, for all the support that she's given me. I want to thank everybody. Anyone who follows me on Twitter, likes my Facebook page, watches any of my videos, doesn't follow me but knows who I am, or all those random people who see me in a Lights video and check me out and don't go any further from there. I don't care, because it was still of you. Anyone who supports me, and anyone who doesn't support me, because then it makes me want to make them support me.
Yes.
And it drives me.
And do you have a message to say to your fans? Any last... Oh, that's going to sound really bad. Any last words before we end this interview?
If I die.
Not if you die.
You know you did it. Last words. That I love every single one of them. That I am back up and running for my EP. There's been a lot of technical difficulties, so I promise it won't be pushed back too much longer. God willing. God, that EP has been taking me so long. I love all of you. Thank you for the support. But I thought I would have more to say on the spot. I love you.
Thanks guys for watching, and if you don't know him, check out his Facebook, his Twitter, like him, do whatever you can to get in touch with him, because he has lots of stuff coming up, so keep an eye on that, and thanks for watching. Bye!